Hello and welcome to another match reaction on Football Talk podcast. My name's Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Well, in terms of my score prediction in the match preview, I certainly got that right. The only thing is it was the wrong team that was victorious. But hey, here's what it is. The game didn't have a lot of importance. Let's be brutally honest. I'm not just saying that because we lost. Even if we won, for me, this was a showcase game to see some of our youngsters getting some valuable minutes and allowing some of our squad players to be match fit for upcoming games, including the big one coming up this Sunday against Manchester United. So let's begin with the match review. Let's have a look at the lineups. Then I'll go through the key moments of the game, and then I'll present the player ratings, which will be slightly difficult as there weren't many standout performances today, but I'll try and do my best. So in terms of the Liverpool lineup, interesting lineup to say the least. I got most of my selection correct. So Chambers and Bradley started at fullback, which is what I expected. Endo, Jones, and Elliott in midfield. First start of the season for Gordon, who's had a number of injuries in the last couple of years. So good to see him in the lineup. And Ben Doak starts in the right wing, and Gakpo leads the line. So in terms of the first half, an evenly contested game in the first 20 minutes. In around that mark, USG were close to opening the scoreline as Nielsen was through on goal, 1-on-1 with Kelleher, but Kelleher manages to produce a good save. About 31st minute, that's where USG broke the deadlock. Mora goes through on goal, hits the back of the net. 39th minute, Liverpool bounced back, and it was Kwanzaa, aka VVQ, scoring the equalizer. Great strike from a corner inside the box. Very similar to Van Dijk's goal against Sheffield United not so long ago. 42nd minute, it was USG's turn to respond, and what a goal it was. Great play by Mora on the left wing, passed it to Puates, and he smashed it into the near post. For me, question marks on the goalkeeper again. I think Keller was too easily beaten in that near post. So that was the first half. Not much happened. Unfortunately, second half was pretty much the same. Klopp decided to make a couple of substitutions. So you had the likes of Gomez and Gravenberch come on for Endo and Konate. I don't think it was performance related. It was more tactical, where I think he wanted to give certain players half the game just for match fitness, and then obviously rest them for the fixture on Sunday. So in terms of the opening 10 minutes, not many chances were created. USG created the first one around the 54th minute as Umara has a crack from outside the box, but his shot goes wide. And then around the hour mark, USG hit the back of the net. From Puates' strike, who, by the way, was very impressive in this game. But unfortunately for him, it was ruled out for offside as there was a handball in the lead-up, which was the right call. After that, Liverpool made quite a few substitutions. So you had Nunez and Scanlon come on for Ben Doak and Chambers. And then around the 75th minute, we had McConnell come on for Gordon. 79th minute, it was actually Liverpool's first shot since the goal. Elliott lays it off to Gravenberch, who shoots, but it was straight at the goalkeeper. Elliott has another moment where he goes through on goal and he tries to whip across towards Nunez. Unfortunately, too much pace on the ball, and Nunez was not able to make any contact. 87th minute, USG have a decent effort on goal through Egbert. Good save by Kelleher. And then 94th minute, Elliott has a crack on goal from the corner around the last minute, but yeah, goalkeeper saved it, but it wasn't to be. I saw Kelleher trying to help out in terms of getting an equalizer, but it just wasn't one of those games. So well done to USG on the victory. Unfortunately, they weren't able to qualify for the next round, but they will be participating in the Conference League after New Year as they finish third in the group. In terms of Liverpool, it's never nice to lose, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to be a bit more positive because for me, this game didn't hold much weight or value in terms of our progression in the competition. So on a positive note, it was good to see some of the players come through the academy, getting some game time and gaining some valuable European experience. And then in terms of more positive news is that we won't be playing any European football until March. So that allows the team to focus on the Premier League and other cup competitions before we continue our journey in the Europa League again. So let's start with the player ratings. This is a calling show, so if you're watching live and you'd like to come on and have your say, the link is in the description. So let me share my graphics with you guys, and then we can speak about the players individually. So let's start with Kelleher. So had a busy game, to be fair. Made quite a few saves. I think I would say he had an average performance. The goal that was conceded, the second goal that was scored by Puates, I think he should have saved it. I know it was a good shot. It was near post, but I don't think it had that much venom where, you know, most keepers have been beaten. I think it should have been saved. It should have been where I think his one thing I do add question marks is his positioning sometimes in goal. So I think he moves to the other side and then tries to do the save. Sometimes you kind of need to read the area of where that player is positioned in the box, because if he's going to go for the other side, you can see the way his body would be positioned, and he'll be trying to curl it. Whereas this one, it was only the near post that was available. So I think a top goalkeeper would have read that situation a bit better and made sure they would have not have been beaten in that near post. But nevertheless, I feel like he had a decent game, not his best game. So I'm going to give him a 5.5 out of 10. Chambers, for me, had an okay game. Didn't really stand up for me that much. Yeah, a couple of moments where he gave the ball away. Positionally, I think he was too far up at times, which allowed him to exploit that right-hand side. So I had an average performance, if I'm being honest with you. But look, all of these rankings, I'm not going to be harsh just because they didn't perform to a level that we're used to seeing from Liverpool players. These are a lot of these players are young players playing their first time or their first start in the Europa League. So I'm not going to give them 2 or 3 out of 10. I think that's quite harsh. So on the basis that they're new players, young players coming through, I'll give them a modest ranking. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. For me, that's an average ranking, so I feel like he did okay. Kwanzaa was definitely one of the standout players for me in the team. Obviously scored the goal, pretty much quite similar to how Van Dijk scored against Sheffield United. So he's definitely learning from the best there. And then defensively, he was pretty sound, very physical, made some couple body checks here and there. Good with the ball as well. And I've just seen his post-match conference, or post-match interview, I should say. It wasn't a conference, where he made a comment about Matip. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure if you're on social, you'll see it trending, because his comments were a bit wild for my liking. If you haven't seen it, it was on the basis that he said his condolences for Matip, but his job is to overtake him in the team, and that's how he sees his future right now. So, there's certain things you say out loud. That's not one of them. So yeah, the boy needs a bit of PR training to say this, because that was just a crazy comment to say after a game. And the man's got a ACL injury, he's probably out for 7 months. He might not have that same career again, and that's a bit of a low blow in my opinion. Some people might like it. It's like, oh, he's showing a bit of fight. It's not necessary to do it in an interview about your teammates as well, because we're not that kind of club. As a squad, we're quite a tight unit, so you don't really want to hear that kind of stuff out loud. But that's just my take. But in terms of his performance today, I thought he was a very, very good performance from him. Definitely stood out. So he gets a 7.5 for me. Just got a couple comments here. For Miko Williams says, loser Paul. Thank you for your comment, Miko. We're through to the next round. That's what counts. And Anfield Ankara says, is there a link, bro? Yep, there should be a link in the description. If not, I'm going to add it in the live chat for you right now. And then feel free to come on the show. As I'll just wrap up my player ratings. So just wait backstage and then I'll get you on. So let me just find the link for you, and then I can get you on as well. So just bear with me. Should be there. I think what I'll probably start doing it on the pinning the live chat as well. Let me see what I can do. Yep, here it is. So hopefully you guys can see that, and then I can pin it as well. So I've just added the link there. So if you'd want to come on, feel free to hit that link, and I'll see you guys very soon. So next player, Konate. So Konate only played for half of the game, but I think that was more strategic. Where I think he just wanted to give him a bit of a run out in terms of Klopp wanted to give Konate a run out, just so he's match ready for the Manchester United game. I thought decent performance. I thought it was really, really solid. Didn't out of place. I know we considered 2 goals in the first half, but I don't think it was down to the 2 centre back. I think it was just the positioning of the fullbacks, and players haven't really played with each other as well, so that's a factor because it's a mix of youth players and squad players. So it's probably not something that they're used to playing. So I'm not making excuses, but in terms of how I saw it, it wasn't a compact defensive unit. So that happens when you rotate your squad quite a lot. So I'm going to give Konate a 7 out of 10. In terms of Conor Bradley, for me as well, he had a good performance. There were moments where he showed a good touch in terms of a burst of speed. I just don't feel like he's ready for first team football. That's just my honest opinion. I think he needs to bulk up a little bit more in terms of his body strength. But obviously, he's a young kid. He's still growing into his body right now. But I think with more games, I think a loan spell would be good. I know he had the good spell at Bolton. I think another one, maybe in the Premier League, will benefit his development, and then we'll take it from there. But I feel like he showed a good account of himself. Didn't really, stink up the players or anything of that nature. So I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Endo for me had a decent first half as well. Obviously, he was taken off at halftime. Will most likely be starting on Sunday. From what I know, McAllister isn't fit as of yet. So obviously we'll get further confirmation from Klopp. I think he's got a press conference tomorrow. So right now it looks like he might not make it in terms of starting lineup. Maybe on the bench, but I feel like the injury that he's had ended up being a lot more serious than I think a lot of us initiated, because I assumed it was just a knee injury in terms of like a muscle, like pulled a muscle or something like that. But apparently, I can't remember the player now. I think it was the Sheffield United player. As he stepped on his knee, his stud went through the muscle and onto the bone. So the bone is actually slightly fractured. So that's why they're waiting for the bone to heal, and that's why he's not able to play at the moment. So, yeah, very, very surprising in terms of how that came about. I thought it was a pulled muscle or tight hamstring, those type of injuries, but no, it wasn't the case. So hopefully he can make a quick recovery. In terms of Endo, yes, he's expected to start on Sunday, so I think it's just important for him to get some minutes under his belt, so he's rearing to go on Sunday. So in terms of his performance, I'll give him a 6.5. Jones, if I'm being very, very honest, I think he was anonymous in this match. He didn't really shine in this one. Like, did the basic things as you do. Like, you don't need to be an experienced pro to do that. But it didn't really have an impact on the game that I would have liked to have seen from Curtis Jones. So no, very average performance in my eyes. Will it be enough for him to start against United? I don't think so. I think Gravenberch will be ahead of him. Mostly we'll discuss that in due time. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. In terms of Harvey Elliott for me had a quiet first half, but second half he was much better, more involved. I think he was more attack-minded in terms of his play, so he would get the ball and dribble a little bit more. First half, I feel like he was just trying to pass the ball around. Had a couple cracks on goal as well, so definitely tried to make an impact in the game. But yeah, it was just one of those games where we weren't really attacking as a unit, so very, very hard to break down the other team. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I think he had a solid game in terms of the performances all around. Let's go with Gordon. So Gordon, for me, actually showed some nice touches, especially when he played on the right-hand side. I feel like that suited his game a bit more. I know Ben Doak and Gordon switched around, started off where he was playing on the left, and they got switched over, and they were predominantly playing on the right. I feel like it suits his game more, obviously being left-footed. That is the kind of modern-day winger now where you've got your left-footed wingers on the right. and your right-footed wingers on the left. So cutting in, showed good moments in terms, especially the opening of the second half where he had a burst of speed and he was dribbling through. I think he got tackled, he got blocked or tackled in the end, but good to see him actually on the pitch as well. It's been a while since we've seen him play for first team, so no, good to see him back. And hopefully, we've got still in the Carabao Cup, we've got the FA Cup coming up soon as well. So hopefully he gets some minutes in those fixtures as well. So in terms of his performance today, I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. And Ben Doak, quite similar, I would say. I think his performance showed glimpses, showed his raw speed. There was one moment where I think one of their players, I think his name was Siddiqui, just kind of pushed him out the way altogether, or grabbed his shirt and then pulled him to the ground. So yeah, his pace will burn a lot of players on the pitch. So in terms of his performance, yeah, he did well. Was an attacking threat. For me, he's still just lacking that end product, which will come with more game time and more experience. So I think he played a similar kind of fashion to Gordon on the wing. So I'm going to give him a 6.5. Gakpo, I can't lie, I was a little bit disappointed with his performance, to be fair. Yeah, just wasn't involved as much. I know in the second half he had a couple moments. There was that moment where he was dribbling the ball and then his shoe just came off. So yeah, that's not a good highlight to have in your game. But yeah, he just wasn't very, very involved in this game, unfortunately. So a little bit disappointing from him. Will he start against United? Remains to be seen. At this stage, probably early to say. As when Nunes came on, he didn't have much of an impact either. So in terms of Gakpo, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. So let's quick. Well, actually, I can announce the man of the match, and that will be Kwanzaa. So Kwanzaa is my man of the match for this game. Now let's put on the subs and see how they rank as well. So we had Gravenberch come on for Endo. So we can put him on. Gravenberch. And then we had Gomez come on for Konate. So take him off. And then Nunes for Doak. And then we had Scanlon. I'm not sure if he's in this website I'm using, so I'll try and see if he's there. So Scanlon. No, unfortunately he's not there. So I'll just leave Chambers there for now. And then we've got McConnell. I don't think he'll be on this one either, but let me try. So McConnell. No, he's not there either. So obviously these two players are up-and-coming players from the Liverpool youth team. So I doubt they'll be on this website. So we'll just leave them for now. And then, yeah. Okay, Gordon. Yeah. So let's place them in. So let's start with Gravenberch. So Gravenberch came on. Had a couple of moments. I know there was a moment where the ball came to him. He don't think he was expecting the pass, kind of slipped, and then tried to lay off another pass. It didn't happen. Had a shot as well in the latter stages of the game. So wasn't as involved as I would like to see him do in terms of games. I don't know. He seems to be lacking a bit of match fitness as well, but which is a slight concern in terms of the upcoming game against Man United. But those type of games, I feel like you automatically get fired up for those fixtures. So hopefully that's the case. If I was Klopp, I would start him ahead of Jones. So let me know what you guys think about that in terms of who should start in the midfield against United on Sunday. In terms of his ranking, it's just going to be an average ranking, 6 out of 10. And then Joe Gomez, I think he was at fault for the final goal. I think he tried to head the ball, ended up going behind him and then led the player going through on goal. So yeah, had a decent performance. I feel like with him coming on, you could see that the defense were a bit more tighter in terms of marking, obviously due to his experience, and he's more vocal than the other defenders around him. So I think an experienced head was required at that stage So for me, he had a decent performance as well. So give him a 6 out of 10. Nunez, when he came on, tried his best. He had a couple moments where he had the ball, but just couldn't get anything out of it. Didn't really have a shot or two on goal. So no, it was just one of those games where I just couldn't really have an impact. The team wasn't playing with a lot of fluidity, with a lot of pace or urgency. So felt like a preseason game. That's the best way I can describe it. It just felt like a game that lacked pace or any drive from Liverpool perspective. Anyway, USG might have other opinions about that. So no, I would give him a safe ranking, and I would just give him a 6 out of 10 as well. And yeah, in terms of Scallon as well, he showed some good touches when he came on. McConnell, I think had about 5-10 minutes to play, so couldn't really give an analysis in terms of how he performed. But you know, for me, it's good to see the youngsters get some game time. Good to see them on the pitch. And yeah, these are the fixtures where you can afford to do that. Where once you've qualified, there's no reason to play your best team on. For what reason? You've got big game coming up on the weekend. We've got the Premier League fixtures coming in rapid speed right now. So that is the key. That is the focus going forward. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of my team, of the rankings right now. Just going to go through some comments here. We've got Mihai said, poor BC team. Yeah, the youngsters, you can't really be too harsh on the youngsters. It's their first time playing in Europe. The game didn't really have any sort of importance, in my opinion. So I wouldn't really take too much into account of the result and the performance. It's just one of those ones where you want to see some of your young players come through, have some experience. Man City did it in the Champions League. Obviously, because they won, it's a different kind of perspective, right? If we'd won, then no one would have that same opinion. So for me, it's a good run out for the kids. And it's also good for some of our squad players to get some match fitness as well. And then we've got another comment that says, I now understand why Dominic start all game in the league. Well, Dominic is one of our top players in the team. So he wasn't going to play in this one due to the fact that, we've got to rotate the squad. We've used him quite heavily. So it's important not to overburn one of our top performing players this season. So no, he was never going to start in this one. If he did, I'd actually be quite disappointed from Klopp for even starting him. And for Uncle Ross to smash the like, guys. So yeah, Uncle Ross will be coming on shortly. And last comment, Dope, weak as F. So he's a kid, man. Come on. He's 18 years old. He's learning his trade. You got to let the boy grow. Let the boy grow. He's showing the potential. He's got the raw speed as well. Whenever he's played, I don't think anyone's kind of handled him in any way. So, he's a little kid. Give him a breather. He's like 16, 17 years old. So, yeah, let him do his thing. In a few years' time, we can judge him a bit more, in more critique. But at the minute, we'll leave it as it is, I think. So, yeah. So let's bring on Uncle Rods, who I can see backstage. Uncle Rods,
how's it going on, my friend? What is going on? Listen,
How you doing
I
today?
even changed the background for you. I even changed the background.
I love it. I love it. What did you make of this game? I'm good, man. What did you make of this game? Because I'm seeing mixed responses online. So I'm seeing some fans annoyed that we lost. I'm seeing some fans kind of like what I've alluded to, where I'm looking at it in a positive way. Look, we've got youngsters coming through, got some game time as well. It's a game that, look, we don't even have 100% record to kind of hold on to. We lost it to lose. So there's nothing for us to really say, let's go for it. What was the outcome going to be? So let me hear what you have to say in terms of what do you think of the game? What do you think of the team selection and overall everything around it?
I mean, I'm like you, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to kind of like, there's an echo here, isn't it? For some reason.
No, you sound okay. I think you're right.
Is all right? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Basically, and then I wasn't expecting much. You know what I mean? My expectations wasn't so high because I knew we was playing the kids. And after all, when you think about it, right, it was a nothing game. It was just a chance at the day to give your younger members of the club a chance to run out the experience of like Europe. Do you know what I mean? Now, who knows at the day? So like these players at the day, right? If you play them again, they could do better. Do you know what I mean? What a lot of people got to keep in mind, people like Conor Bradley, K. Gordon, and guys like that just recently come back from injury. There's a few of them just come back from injury. So listen, they ain't had much game time as it is, so they're going to be rusty. Do you know what I mean? The only person I think that kind of like let themselves down a bit was Ben Doak. I think he lost the ball too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But saying that in the day, right? He's a kid that we bought from sort of like Celtic at the day, sort of like last season or the season before, I do believe. Do you know what I mean? So, he's getting experience at the day. So like, we probably need to not to be so hard on him. Do you know what I mean? I mean, some of the players at the day, right? The young players that they put, they didn't do too bad. They didn't do too good, but they didn't do too bad. And I think it was what to be expected from them. Do you know what I mean? You didn't have a high expectancy. Let's say, like, if you're playing like, I don't know, kind of like Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, and Van Dijk, and this and that. Do you know what I mean? So like, I think we probably need to take our look at the whole contents of it. Do you know what I mean? It was a nothing game, and it was a chance at the day to give like the younger players at the day a run out. So then, what is at the day? Klopp can look at some of these players at the day and actually see what he needs to work on with them. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, what their coach needs to work on them, because he does the first team. Do you know what I mean? He can see what needs to be worked on. I would say with Ben Doak, and I think that Ben Doak, what needs to be worked on him is for him to be able to keep the ball more. Do you know what I mean? And as with a few of those other players, do you know what I mean? So I don't think they've done themselves like too bad. I think they've done themselves some justice, really. They stepped up. Do you know what I mean? Because listen, at the end of the day, they're playing against men, first team men. Do you know what I mean? That's their first team and for that, and they flew out. Now this wasn't at Anfield, This was in Belgium. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So they've gone out there and for that. And to be honest, at the day, they made a good account of themselves. Excuse me. I didn't actually think we was going to win. Do you know what I mean? But what they did, and what I liked, and they kept the score respectable.
Yeah,
that could have gone bellies up, and we could have got pan 5-1. Now, if we got pan 5-1, that wouldn't have done anything to their confidence. I think this scoreline at the end of the day does something for their confidence. Do you know what I mean? And they can say, Gaffer, we'll be ready next time. Do you know what I mean? We know what to work for. Team selection at the day, I thought I couldn't really argue with it, because at the end of the day, we all knew at the end of the day that sort of like he was going to field not so much as a weakened team, but a younger team. You know, we knew he was going to field a young team, and when most of us content creators or Liverpool content creators were doing our sort of like match previews, we had sort of like a lot of youth in there. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And stuff. So he practically sort of like played what we thought he was going to play. You understand me? You know what I mean? Like Luke Chambers, you know what I mean? And Kwanzaa and so forth. You know what I mean? I'm like with you with Javier. I thought the first half he was a bit up and down the first half, but the second half for that he was much more better, attacking more, passing the balls and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I noticed that he usually gets like that. When you start him, it's like his first half might be a bit kind of like up and down, but the second half is like he's on it. Do you know what I mean? He's a player that I rate highly. He's a player that I rate highly. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, overall at the end of the day, I didn't expect too much out of the game. Do you know what I mean? Because I knew the team of what he was fielding, and like I watched the game in a day, right? And I wasn't bad, I wasn't upset. I was just like, it kind of filled me with confidence, because I thought stuff like, especially when that guy is it Scallion?
Scanlon,
Especially I thought he was alright actually, I thought he's a tidy player, mate, and he likes to get stuck in, and that's what you need. You need players at the day that want to get stuck in. You know what I mean? Endo didn't fill me up with much confidence, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. And overall at the day, I thought the kid today made a good account of themselves. They went out and they weren't rattled. They played their game. Do you know what I mean? and they're gonna know now what they need to work on. And I think with a lot of the guys that he put out today, the young guys, I think what they need to do, right, in order to make the game better, is to be able to keep holding the ball a bit more longer. Do you know what I mean? Possession. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you make your passes and make your right passes. I mean, some of them passes that they're making today, they was just going wayward, and their first touch and they was a bit off. Do you know what I mean? But then again, you know what I mean. Even that, you could say the same at the day for Curtis Jones. Some of his first touches and they was off. Now he's not a youth player. He's a first team player.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of the boys of what they've done tonight. Proud of the boys.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more with you. I think you made a very good point in terms of the team that we're facing today. We're a team of men. This is a first team opposition that we're playing. They're top of their league in the Belgian Pro League as well. So they're no mugs. They're beating the teams like Genk and Antwerp in the Belgian league, you know. So they're not like an average team. They play their strongest team as well. So obviously, if it was our strongest team, it would have been a completely different outcome. So, like you said, in terms of content creators, we all predicted a mixed bag in terms of selection. So we expected 1 or 2 experienced players, a lot of youth players. So I predicted a 2-1 result for Liverpool. I thought it was going to be a close game, but in terms of the result, it wasn't a huge surprise for me. And I think, like you said, it's good that it wasn't like a 5-0 because that will really, you know, affect the confidence of the young players as well. Because at the end of the day, they're learning the game right now. They're like 16, 17, 18, that kind of age group. You know, they probably haven't played against that level of opposition in the past. So that's one thing that you have to really take into consideration, that, you know, they're playing a top level team. Just because they haven't qualified for the next round doesn't mean they're not a good team, you know? So I think some of the fans have been a bit harsh in terms of their sort of perspective of the game. You know, I got a comment here say Doak's weak, but he's a kid, you know, like, gotta let him go into his body, understand the game, you know what I mean? So
I don't think he's 18 yet, is he? He's not even 18 yet.
No, I think he's 16, 17. Like, yeah, so he's a young kid. So you know, I don't know. I think
give me time. You got to give some. You got to give some of those players at the day. I think we as fans at the day, right? It's such a cross, but I think we as fans at the day we're too impatient. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We have to have these guys at the day that's like, you know, wicked and everything that. Now, like Man City won yesterday with a load of kids and that, right? Maybe at the day that sort of like they're more head. You know what I mean? In their progress than what we are. Ain't no shame in that. You know what I mean? Because we will get there. Do you know what I mean? But like, you know, people like Ben Doken and think like, he didn't have the best of games. No, I did it wrong. Do you know what I mean? But come on, guys, man. Come on, man.
Absolutely crazy. Just got a comment here from Philip. He said, I missed the game as I had to sleep. The after effects of a fit of just one of those things I have to put up with. Well, I hope you're well, Philip. Hopefully it's nothing too serious in terms of how you're feeling. I'll be honest with you, Philip, you didn't miss much of a game. So best for you just catch the highlights. Don't watch the whole rerun of the game. It's not worth your time. But thank you for your comment. Thank you for tuning as well. So, Uncle, before we conclude the show, it's only right that we speak or touch on a little bit about our upcoming game, Manchester United. How are you feeling about that fixture?
Well, I'll be a fool to say, and then I will be lying if I want a better word to say that I didn't feel confident. I do feel confident. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like, you know, that Bruno Fernandes is tricky, though. He's a pagan, you know. He's a pagan, he's a real pagan. Man gets a yellow card, so you have to face Liverpool on Sunday, you know. They think we don't know what you're up to, big man. He thought, you know what, I'm not even feeling this on Sunday, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't feeling this. I'm not going to be on a back of another drumming at Anfield. I don't think for the rest of his career he wants to go back to Anfield. Do you know what I mean? But like, look, Bruno Fernandes is out. And now Luke Shaw's out, and Harry Maguire's out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what they have got in defence, what I think we'll have in defence, is Varane and Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans, okay.
You know what I mean? I can see a hat trick, you know. I can see a hat trick from Mo. You know what I mean? Listen, if we play our game, like we do,
Yeah.
play a game like we do anything, that I can't see Man United beating us. I mean, you know, anything can happen on the day, but I just can't see Man United beating us on Sunday. I think we've got too much for them. Do you know what I mean? Because look at where we've come from to be at the top of the league. Now, at the end of the day, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but when you sort of like, when you are the top of the league, it gives you hope. It gives you hope that you can kick on and, you know, do something and win the league. You know what I mean? Not to say that we are going to win the league, because anything can happen. But what it does do, it gives you that hope, because at the end of the day, you're there on merit. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you played the best, because we have played the best so far. Remember, we had a lot of our hard games early. Do you understand what I'm saying? The likes of like your Chelsea, the likes of going down to Tottenham and they with a new manager, the likes of like Man City as well, 12:30 kickoff. Do you know what I mean? Again, you know what I mean? And like, you know, now like this week we got Man United, and next week we got Arsenal. You know what I mean? So it doesn't get any easier. Do you know what I mean? Now, if we, I always say, if we can come out, you know what I mean, come out of this sort of like these group of games that we've got, like your Man United, because we've done it with Crystal Palace.
Yes,
we can do it with Man United and also with Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? Then I'll start believing that's what can happen and for that. But as for Sunday, I can't see Man United beating us, mate.
No.
You know what Man United need to do? Man United need to do, right, what Harry Redknapp did. Just consolidate how much you ship out. You know, how much the goals you lose. Because I think there was one time at the end of the day where we was playing, not Crystal Palace, Queen's Park Rangers, and it was Harry Redknapp was managing. And I think it was like 2 or 3-0 up? I think we're 3-0 up in the first half, because they came at us at the net and we just licked them in a counter attack. Yeah. The second half and everything. Second half, what Harry Redknapp did, right, is brought him a bag of defenders. Yeah, and we never scored. In the second half, we never scored. You know what I mean? When they asked Harry Redknapp, why did you bring up little defenders at the net if you're losing 3-0? He goes, listen, with the hiding, basically what he's trying to say, with the hiding that we was taking in the first half, I thought it's very important and they not to concede anymore. Do you know what I mean? You know what's like at Anfield and then when they smell blood. That's what he's trying to say. So I think at the day, sort of like, you know, Man United's main thing they should be doing it is keeping that score down respectfully. Because I'm telling you, if we do them like 7 or 8-0 again, right?
Yeah.
Do them that right, 10 out getting got a job on Monday morning.
That's a good point, you know. I was thinking that the other day as well, because obviously they got kicked out of the Champions League. Not saying he would have got sacked on the basis of that, but if he loses to Liverpool, let's say it's another 5-0, 6-0. Because look, we can easily do another 7. I'm not even being shameless here. Like, we could easily do it, because this is a weakened United team, and we're playing where we've got a couple of injuries, but we've still got a very strong team. So and we're in good form as well, where we've got, key thing for me this season is our mentality, where we don't give up. We always play until that final minute, and we've won so many games coming from behind. So that's a key trait, and that's a championship trait there as well, in terms of how you win games. You don't have to play beautiful football. Sometimes you got to win ugly as well. But in this game coming up, we'll be playing beautiful football, and I feel like we'll thrash them as well at the same time. So I'm expecting a cricket score. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I'm hoping for. So let's see how it goes. I'm shameless. I'm not gonna lie, but Bruno Fernandes. I'm not gonna lie, that was a coward move, but you know what?
He's a pagan, blood. He's a pagan.
And that's their captain. That's their captain, you know. That's their captain.
Listen, you know, right? That'll be funny. You know you're in shit streak, right? When your captain's abandoning you, you know. The captain said, I don't want none of that, man. You're on your own, blood.
He pulled a sickie. Like, I'm not feeling well today, guys. I'm not feeling well. He's at home chilling, watching TV, playing PlayStation, whatnot, you know? Like, he didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that smoke at all. But shameless. shameless from him.
I know. So funny. It was so funny.
That's why United fans don't want him as captain. But the thing is, like, who else is going to be their captain? So it's just like Harry Maguire. But they took that off him as well. So it's funny that team and Onana in goal as well. Come on, you know what's scoring. You know what's scoring goals in this game. So.
That just gets better because you check it now.
Yeah,
Salah can boy off. Hey, hey, what do you think he's gonna do to Onana?
I know.
Cry now.
I want Szoboszlai taking them long shots as well, because then obviously even if he like tries to save it and parries it away, you know someone's gonna get that rebound as well. So
he's gonna get some pressure. All I hope at the end of the day, yeah, with Liverpool, fast passing, just not slow passing, fast passing.
Yeah,
stick it on them from early out. Stick it on them from early out, but I don't give a no. Listen, I want 10. I want 10.
I want it as well.
You know what? This game, right? Yeah, I'm not even doing a watch along for it, so I can just take it all in. I'm not doing I'll do a match. Yeah. I ain't doing a watch along because I want to take it all in, all the goals. Because goals,
yeah, man, you gotta enjoy it as well. I know a lot of content do watch. The reason I don't do watch alongs is because I need to kind of sit down and focus and enjoy it as well. So for me, it's like I'll do the match reaction straight after the game. But this game, I think you're spot on. This is the one where you know your family members are gonna give you like weird looks, like what are you doing, like just jumping around everywhere. But you know, this is why we love the game. It's an emotional game for us. So if we're thrashing them 6-7-0. Hey, I'll be shameless. Last year I had like 7-Up cans on every show afterwards as well. So I had all the different flavors, you know what I mean? So like it's the first time for all the flavors, you know what I mean?
Listen, right? This is the top, yeah?
Yeah.
What I got done. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. It's got the goal score.
I can see it. 7-0.
Goal scorers. That's all the goal scorers. I got that after the game, especially the goal scorers.
I love it. You might have to get a new one. It might be 10-0. You got to get some more players down the other side. You know?
Listen, it might be a situation. I might not be able to fit all of them on, blood. Oh my god!
Because you got to remember our record. We've beat them 4-0 last. I think a couple of seasons ago, 5-0 as well. Like if you count all the goals, it's like 30 odd goals in like 5 games or something. It's crazy.
What the score is at the moment in the last couple of games is 17-2. Imagine that 17-2, and they only got 2 goals in one game because they beat us. Remember they beat us at Old Trafford, and then we beat them 7-0. 7-0 in the same season. You know what I mean?
And I think the last time, I read a stat the other day where the last attacker to score a goal was in May, and it was Sancho. So none of them.
Yeah, it was in a pre-season,
in a Premier League season. So that's a crazy stat if you think about it. You know the amount of players they have, like that club is going through all sorts of problems, but to be fair,
it's just not happening for them. It's not.
No, and it's not even just like on the field. I feel like off the field as well. But hey, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those ones where I don't even talk about it too much because I want them to, you know, I want them to suffer as well at the same time because they're quick to troll us whenever we drop points or here and there. So you know what I mean.
Years of it, mate. We've had 20 years of it.
We've had to suffer for a long time. So yeah. Hopefully, look, I'm hoping for a cricket score, as I said. So
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm feeling it. I'm here for it. I'm here for every one of them. I'm here for it. I've got match preview tomorrow with one of my good friends. Macy. Yeah, Macy's a Man United support. Good friend of mine. Huh?
What time's the show?
7:30. I'm trying to get another Man United fan and another Liverpool fan, but if anything. Not worst case, but if anything, it'll be me and her still. But she's a lovely girl. She's a lovely girl. I've got a lot of time for her.
Yeah. So guys, make sure to subscribe to Uncle Roz as well. As you can see on the screen, he's on the road to 3K. So please make sure you help him out. He's doing some great content. He doesn't just do Liverpool content as well. He does Premier League reviews as well, different types of content. So even if you're not a Liverpool fan, you know, support the content creators. You know, we spend a lot of time producing content. Uncle Rod does it on a daily basis. I always feel like you're posting up links whenever I'm online. So yeah, the grind is definitely there in terms of Uncle Rod. So yeah, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tune into that match preview tomorrow as well. But yeah, Uncle Roz, thank you as always.
Listen, it's a pleasure, man. And listen, anytime
Yes.
that you're on, and anything that I will always come and bless you up, man. Pick up
You
yourself.
If you do a match reaction and it's a cricket score, you got to come on Sunday evening. So yeah, I'll chop it up. Definitely.
Of course, just call me. Just call me.
We'll make it into a celebrational episode or something. We've got to do something in it. So let's see how it goes.
Pop some champagne. Listen,
Uncle Rod, thank you as always, bro.
Love and respect, my man. Love and respect.
Thank you. Take care, sir. Thank you very much. And that's a wrap up for today, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you follow Uncle Roz as well. As I said, doing some great content on YouTube there. So yeah, next show will be tomorrow. I'll be doing a match preview. Time to be confirmed. Normally I do it at 10 o'clock. So the best thing to do is hit that notification bell, or you can follow me on social and I'll give you an update in due time. So you can follow me at Ozzie FTP on Twitter /X, or you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And as I mentioned to Uncle Roz, I will be doing a match reaction as well after the game. I think kickoff is 4:30, so timing-wise, it will probably be a 7 o'clock show. But again, I'll confirm the timing on my social media, and I'll also confirm it on YouTube as well. So as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.